Hey, church family. Pastor Drew here. Just wanted to give you guys an update and share some details with you guys. So, as I shared with you guys this past weekend, if you were here with us at church or were watching online, the elders, have been praying about how to take the next steps towards normalcy. Obviously, the world is still not normal, and we're probably an extended season away from everything just being totally back to normal. But we have been praying and trying to make the best decisions in a way that are going to allow more people to be involved and feel comfortable and feel safe. And so we have, based on some recommendations from the CDC, recommendations from the government and the health officials that know far more about this COVID stuff than we do, we've kind of put together some adjustments that we feel like are appropriate, and hope that you will just continue to, as you guys have been, love one another and serve one another, and do everything that you can with compassion and kindness towards one another as we try to obey these rules for the sake of each other. So wanted to give you guys some updates on a few different things that are going to look different starting this weekend at our weekend services at church. So the first thing that is probably the biggest thing that most people are going to take away from this video is up to this point, we've been saying that masks are required when you're in the church building. Masks are partially required now. So what that means is when you are coming into the building, going out of the building, if you're getting up and going to the bathroom or moving around for whatever reason, we want you to wear your mask still, because it's more difficult to maintain social distance when you're up and moving around the building. But when you come in and get into your seat, if you want to take your mask off, by all means, you feel free to take your mask off if you are appropriately distanced from the people around you. The next thing that we have decided we're going to change or actually do away with is we are not going to be taking temperatures at the door anymore. We still want to ask you to be wise and to protect your church family. So if you have had a fever, if you have been feeling some of the symptoms that are associated with COVID-19, we'd still ask you to stay home and worship from home. We're still going to have our services available live streaming on YouTube, so you can still worship with us, but we want to ask you to do that from home and not assume it's nothing and come to worship service anyways. But we're not going to be doing any sort of health screenings at the door or anything like that, no temperature checks or any of those details. The next thing that we want to make an adjustment, I've talked with Bill Kahn, and our worship team is going to start to look a little bit more normal moving forward. So that means that most of our worship that we're going to do in our weekend services probably is going to be led by a live band again. We're working on figuring out who of our singers can come back and get our band back up there leading us with live worship on our weekend services on Saturday night and Sunday morning. So be planning on that. You guys will also be invited to sing along with us. So there's a little bit of a balance there, though, because when based on some of the stuff that we're reading, the elders have been reading, it looks like we don't want to recommend people taking their masks off at their seat and singing. So you kind of get to choose. You can either put your mask on while we're doing music and sing your little heart out, or you can stay in your spot and keep your mask off and just kind of worship quietly in your own heart. So, but the band is going to be in the process of kind of building back up to full speed, but we will have live worship again moving forward. We also are going to have 180 and our children's ministry. We're going to have things available for our teenagers and for our children. So what that looks like, we're probably going to have to communicate some details of those types of things in another message for just our families or just our students. But in short, our 180 students, we're going to be you're going to be meeting back in your classroom at church on Sunday mornings, probably following a lot of the same rules that the grown-ups are. You're not going to be singing with your masks off. You're not going to be running around and playing with each other like you may have been in the past. But we're going to have you spread out, and you're going to be able to come in with your mask on and take it off and have your class, have your group, and Ryan Shoemaker and Grant Wagner and those guys are going to be in there leading you guys again moving forward. Also, for our families with children, we are planning on having children's ministry available in the cafe for kindergartners through sixth graders. That's your rising grade that you're going into this fall. So I know you guys, you already finished the last grade, so you're ready to be considered next year's grade already. So as mom and dad, if you guys bring your kids, you're going to bring them to the cafe doors and you're going to drop them off in there. And we're going to have a children's ministry program that kind of targets them. And it's, it's going to be a little bit chaotic and probably be a little crazy and energetic and whatever. We've got some wonderful children's ministry leaders that are going to be very patient in that room with some kindergartners and some sixth graders in the same room. But we are going to have children's ministry available. So we're going to have a lesson for them. We're going to do some activities where they can still stay distant, stay separated when they come in. Again, same thing as everybody else. They're going to wear their masks coming in. And when they get to their spot where they're going to be distanced, either separated by 6 feet from people from other families or sitting with their siblings. So obviously they wouldn't need to maintain that distance if they're sitting with brothers and sisters. But they're going to have some activities and do some stuff. So the kids, kindergarten through sixth grade, can worship together in the cafe with our children's ministry leaders, while mom and dad, you guys go into the sanctuary and enjoy church together. So we're doing everything that we can to try to take steps, to take appropriate steps that will continue to balance the importance of safety in this and trying to do everything that we can to keep you safe while also starting to get back to normal a little bit. I know so many people are just excited and ready to move past some of this stuff. And so while we understand those desires and want to take steps towards that, we don't want to just throw our hands up in the air and say, forget it all. And move on without being safe and wise as well. So I hope, the elders hope that you guys will understand these things and support these things. We may not do this perfectly. We may not even do it right, but we're doing the best we can. We have been praying and seeking the Lord and just trying to look out for everybody involved. When we have a church with hundreds of people involved, there is no perfect solution for everybody, but we hope and pray that this is encouraging to you. This is good news to you. And we look forward to seeing you guys with the new rules, the new expectations in place starting this coming weekend. So thank you guys for checking this out, for tuning in. Please feel free, if you've got questions, to email me at drewh@trcclive.org, or you can just email the church office and that'll get sorted out to whoever may need to answer that question. You can email the office at therock@trcclive.org as well. So look forward to seeing you guys next weekend, and I love you all. Have a great weekend. Bye.